March 23rd of 2020, we got into lockdown. We know that we cannot do a PA planning. 80% was pretty much done. 10% was half done. Around 10% was not even touched. The moment I said this during the training, they were like, shocked, culturally shocked, but he will make that happen. Hi, this is JP here from LeanWisdom. Welcome back to the Weekend Stories video series. Last weekend, we spoke about an interesting story, right? Where the leader was anti-agile in the beginning, and he was saying that, these are all buzzwords. And then when we did a value stream workshop with 5 steps, right, from operational value stream till all the way identifying an arc out of 10, 12 arcs that we need to launch. So we identified one arc. When we showed the entire picture, big systems thinking that kind of impacted him. And he said, yes, I want to, I really love this way of looking at the organization, not in a hierarchy, right? Now we decided one arc launch. I'm going to continue the story from there, this story, yeah? So now we decided one arc launch, which was a big bottleneck for the entire flow, right? Now arc launch means what? Arc launch ends with the first PA planning, right? We are launching an agile release train, right? And getting the agile release train ready for doing a PA planning, right? Now what does readiness mean? So I did an arc launch session with the leaders. Like, what do we need to do as an arc launch? We need to do trainings, right? First thing, we have to train the leaders of the arc. We have to train the product managers. We have to train, when I say leaders, we have to train the business owner, product manager, product owners, scrum masters, right? All of them, right? Architects, engineering managers of the system, right? Of the teams, right? All of them. And we have to do training for product managers for how to come up with a vision, roadmap, how to write a backlog in terms of a feature, right? Which is an art backlog. Then we have to train the product owners on how to break that. What does a vision mean? How do you contribute? And how are you going to break that features into stories? And how are you going to collaborate with your teams, right? Remember, this art that I identified was more or less waterfall, right, in the past. Now they are moving to safe. This is the challenge that I had. And it was still a great idea, great thing, because it is they're not in half agile, so it was easy for me to move from more of waterfall to a agile and skilled agile, right? So we had to do multiple workshops, right? We did, and then we had to identify the responsibilities, right? So first we did leading safe workshop, then immediately after that we did product owners, product managers workshop, right? The moment we are done with product owners, product managers, I had half a day session with them on how are you going to create a vision? Where is your roadmap? I understood that there is no roadmap, there is no clear vision that is documented anywhere. It's all in people's mind, right? So when I looked at the backlog, all that they have a backlog is for maybe next 2 to 3 weeks. That's it. They don't have anything beyond that. Not even for a PI, right? Now I need a roadmap for next 2 more PIs, right? The moment I said this during the training, they were like, shocked, culturally shocked. No, this is not the way we work. But I said, that is why you have these problems, right? You have a big business problem is because of that. Now, are you ready to change? They said, okay, let us try. So now we did that. Then I did a workshop with the architect. Hey, how are you going to come up with the architectural runway? Oh, product vision roadmap is not available. I'm not sure what to do. Okay, there are 2 things you can do. One is you do your own architectural roadmap, whatever you want to do, right? Number 2, your architectural runway should also be aligned with the product vision or the solution vision and roadmap, right? So we need to do that as well. Okay, great. So we had to make sure that these guys collaborate almost on a daily basis, right? The first thing we did was we decided an arc launch date. Have arc launch date with the first PA planning as a forcing function. It's very important that arc launch should be done, PA planning should be done from the time you identified an arc in 2 to 3 months. It cannot go 6 months. I have seen organizations doing PA planning after 1.5 years, right? It doesn't work. You can't be perfect. Don't wait for a perfect time for you to go with the PA plan, right? Anytime you do, even after 1.5 years, there will be gaps. Because you don't know what you will come up, where will you get stuck in the PA planning until you go for a PA planning. Yeah, we decided to do an arc launch, in 3 months. Jan first week we made a decision. or second week we made a decision, April first week we'll do PA plan, less than 3 months. So we decided this. The moment we decided, and we started marching towards it. We did these workshops. Then I started working with the ARC leaders. And I want to tell you a very important thing here. All this entire ARC launch became so successful is because of one guy who was RTE. Right? RTE was so good in this entire journey. Right? The moment I said RTE is so good, you must be thinking that he's very energetic. He stands in front of the crowd and talking and pushing people and so on. Nothing. He was a very shy guy, silent guy who will speak few words, but he will make that happen. He was a super lean agile thinker for me. Right? There are a lot of leaders I've seen that they keep talking, but they don't do it. But here, this guy is a leader. He was like, he will speak when he can do it. And when he says, yes, I think we should do it, he will make it happen. Right? So he was part of my first workshop with the leaders. When they came to me saying that, hey, we want to launch, we want to implement SAFE. He was sitting there. He was part of, the leaders pulled him in a SAFE for executives workshop. He was sitting there, right? And he was part of my first leading SAFE workshop, right? He sat in the ARC launch where product manager, product owner workshop, right? He was sitting there. And every day, we will have half an hour call maximum, 20 to 30 minutes call between me and this guy to see what need to be achieved today, right? What are the actions we have, right? Hey, RTE, you need to talk to product manager in terms of identifying a vision. Hey, RTE, you need to talk to architect about runway. Are they identifying the debts, right? Technical debts, right? Hey, what is the automation strategy that you are going to look at, right? So every day he will take some actions. Yes, JP, it makes sense. If he doesn't agree, he will argue with me. Great attitude, right? No, will it work? But he never argued, said, no, it will not work. He will argue in such a way that how do I make it work? What is the benefit that we get? Right? That is what I liked in him. There are very few RTs that I worked with in the last 10 years also that you get excited working with these guys, right? And this is one of such RTs. I released one other video in the past which is about how RTE failed a transformation. Right? If you have not seen, please go watch that. Anti-patterns of RTE. Here, this RTE was the reason for a successful ARC launch and reasons for a safe, successful transformation. In fact, this story I'm going to tell you for the next 2-3 more videos where it became a role model safe transformation story for the entire organization that became a case study for the organization. Right? And that was the reason was because of this one RTE who was very, very passionate about getting things done, doing his work in a lean agile way. Right? We did all this, lot of preparation, great work. 15 days before, right? Before the PA planning. PA planning was end of first week of April. March 23rd of 2020, we got into lockdown. Do you remember this? There's something called COVID. I don't think we'll forget that. Yeah? On March 23rd, there was a lockdown in India and it was common everywhere. Everybody went back home, right? They are sitting at home. We don't even have a PC. We don't have a laptop. I don't have internet connection. I don't even know how to connect and work. All these problems. It took 2 weeks for the leaders, right? I was in a call with the leaders and leaders said, hey, JP, we don't know, how do we launch this ARC? In another 1.5 weeks, you have to do a PA planning. I said, first you get it rolling, right? Get people to work. Let us figure out, right? First week of April, we again met. We know that we cannot do a PA planning on that day. And we said, okay, let's postpone by a month, right? And we'll figure out. So the leaders asked me, do you know how to do a PA planning in this kind of a situation? Remember, this ARC was with 82 people, yeah? The total size of the ARC was 82 people. 82 people are from 82 locations today. I don't know how to launch an ARC. I've never done it. So we went ahead. I told them openly, sir, I have not done it, but we'll figure out. We need to have the intent of doing a PA planning, effective PA planning. We will do it. Leaders got into it. We started doing, how do we do online PA planning? 82 people sitting. How do we use Microsoft Teams channels? How do we make sure that between the teams there is a collaboration? How do we identify dependencies and teams talk to each other? How do we make sure that the team members inside the same Agile team are talking very, very continuously, and they are connected as a team, right? Because everybody is sitting at home, right? Even a team of 5-member Agile team, 5 people are sitting in 5 different locations, maybe same time zone or different time zone, right? Even if it's the same time zone, I'm sitting in my house, you are sitting in your house. It's a challenge, right? Communication is a challenge. So, but we said we will figure out. And then, in fact, 1 week before the PA planning, I wanted to do Safe for Teams. The entire team need to get trained on Agile and Safe, right? So I thought it's good to do 1 week before the PA planning, but 2 weeks before the PA planning, this happened. So I had to do Safe for Teams training also completely online. I had no idea, right, how to do, because I've not done this kind of online training for so many people, right? But we figured out. I just spent 2-3 days, figured out how to do it. I used a big wall in my own house to do a PA planning and to show them how to do a PA planning, and then demonstrated that, and we did that, right? On the day of PA planning, trust me, I was crossing my fingers, I was not sure what is going to happen, but the great thing was there was a lot of homework and preparation was done by the leaders. In the checklist that we made for a PA planning, 80% was pretty much done, 10% was half done, around 10% was not even touched. Are we ready for a PA planning? Absolutely yes. Don't wait for a perfect time, as I said. It's okay. There are some low priority tasks which are not done for a PA planning. We will do it in the next PA planning. Go ahead and launch, right? 2 days of PA planning, people sitting, and it went till late in the evening both the days, right? It went till midnight for Indian teams, but we made this happen. It was done exactly as per agenda. Start with business context and product owners, product vision and roadmap, and then architectural vision and roadmap. Then RTE came and presented about how to do a planning, team breakout sessions, everything, all the way till planning retrospective in online session, right? End of the PA planning, when I asked this question to the leaders and the entire art, how was the PA planning? Is it in any way different from how you were doing in the past? We got amazing positive feedback. In fact, a couple of engineers at the team level asked me, where were you all this time? Right? Why didn't you come 2 years or 1 year before at least? We would have solved many of our problems that we struggled with. I was like, wow. My intrinsic motivation got kicked like this, right? I was so happy, right? So all this was possible because of that one RTE who made this really happen, right? I've done maybe several art launches, but there are few that you get a complete alignment. It's not that they have to align 100%, always they have to listen to me, but the thinking alignment is very important. If RTE is a lean agile leader, its chances of art being successful is very high. I hope this video was good for you to learn, and have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.